We're here to buy a Lamborghini with pennies.
Are you serious?
Who is Jake Paul?
I come across as an asshole. I come across as almost a cringe character in some ways. If you're a mechanic, you're gonna get dirty. If you're a boxer, you're gonna get punched in the face. I like getting hit. At the end of the day, I know how to command attention.
What's the craziest thing you've ever done?
I took my friend's car and lowered it into a pool.
Will you ever run for office?
Honestly, I think I would win.
Hey family, it's Carlos Watson back with a very special episode. Now today we're interviewing one of the biggest names on YouTube and frankly across all of social media. Now he got his start on Vine back in the day, then pivoted to YouTube where he was known for his pranks and rap videos. And now he and his brother Logan are leaning into the world of professional boxing. Of course I'm talking about Jake Paul. Take a look. Hey Jake.
Hey, what's up, man? How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Just busy, man. Non-stop, enjoying life.
How old are you now?
I'm 24.
That means you have that good young energy.
100%. I'm more motivated than ever.
I first started paying attention when you knocked my man Nate Robinson cold, which was cold. But that was the first time I really tuned in. Were you always a boxer? Were you always an athlete?
I'm from a small town in Ohio, and really all there was to do there was play football or wrestle. So I grew up playing football, wrestling, and was super into it. Wanted to go to the NFL, was training all the time, had a gym in my dad's basement. The wrestling component, it's a one-on-one combat sport. And so when I transitioned into boxing, when I was around 20 years old, it was an easy transition because it's sort of the same angle, the same mindset.
Nate Robinson started talking, doing TMZ interviews saying Jake Paul has never fought a real athlete.
Like, please, I don't think he stands a chance. I'm gonna let my hands do the talking.
Everyone wants to see Jake Paul fail.
Did you go into the fight with Nate thinking you were gonna win?
I knew I was gonna win. For sure. I predicted that I would knock him out in the first round as well. A lot of people, think they can fight because they got into a high school brawl in the locker room or in the hallway. And then boxing is completely different. And it's not something you can learn to do in 6 months, which is the amount of time that Nate Robinson had. Whereas I had been doing it for like 2.5 years at that point.
What is your edge, Jake? Is it the power in your punch? Is it your hand speed? Do you move well? Do you duck and bob and weave well?
I think I prepare better than anyone else out there. My hard work and dedication. There's a saying from The Art of War, the book. It says, every battle is won before it's fought. And it's so true. And so in the lead up to the fight, in my training camp, the dedication I have is unparalleled. And I think that's really my special advantage. And I'm a lot bigger and, I have that Ohio strength. We grew up baling hay and chasing cows around and riding four-wheelers and digging holes into the ground. And so I have this natural strength as a kid. And when you combine that with, I have some of the best coaches who have been in boxing their whole entire lives. When I'm going into that ring, everyone wants to see Jake Paul get knocked out. And I'm not going to let that happen.
And what was little Jake like?
So my nickname is the problem child.
Now, what in your mind, what's the craziest thing you've ever done?
I've done a lot of crazy stuff for my YouTube videos when I was a vlogger, and I vlogged every single day, because I had this audience of 10 to 15 million people watching my videos every single day. One that comes to mind is I took my friend's car, lowered it into a pool with an excavator, told him about it. He comes outside freaking out.
That's my car, bro. That's not cool, dude.
And then I bought him a new car.
When was the first time somebody walked up to you who you didn't know and were like, hey, are you Jake Paul?
When I was about 15 years old, I was walking through the mall with my friends and someone recognized me from my Vine videos.
And when was the first time you put real money in your pocket because of all this, Jake?
I was 15 or 16 years old when I did my first Vine brand deal. They paid me $500 to promote their app. And to me, that was the craziest thing in the world. And from there, it just kept on growing and growing and growing. And, you know, $500 turned into $1,000, and then 1,000 turned into 5,000. And it was sort of this snowball effect now for the past 8 years. But it's been honestly a crazy journey. And I always tell people, I'm like, if I can do it, like someone else should be able to figure out how to do it, because I'm just a kid from Ohio.
Hey, Jake, what is all that noise in the background with you?
Yeah, my brother, my brother brought his parrot inside here. He's looking right at me and just making a lot of noise. I don't think he likes this interview.
Hey, let me see what the parrot looks like.
Okay, I'm gonna bring the camera over.
Yeah.
Say hi. Oh, now you're shy. That's Sir Gray is his name. Hey, Logan. Oh well.
How far apart are you and Logan in age?
He is like almost exactly 2 years older than me.
What would happen if you and Logan strapped up? Who would win?
Honestly, I think I would win. He's like in the other room. I mean, look, I'm undefeated, and I've had more fights, you know. But I think it'd be a great fight. It might actually happen one day. I think so many people want that to happen.
I bet that would sell out in a heartbeat.
You know, I don't think there's ever been two brothers who are boxers that actually fought each other.
Now, what do you think is going to happen to your brother when he tries to fight arguably the greatest pound-per-pound fighter of the last 50 years, Floyd Mayweather, who granted is older and effectively in retirement, but what's the possibility that he gets his spine broken or something?
I think he has a good shot at winning this thing.
If I was betting all your money and all your crypto money, so all of it, who would you bet on?
I would bet on Logan Paul.
Oh!
Take my money, baby. Take my money if he loses. But look, the odds are in Floyd's favor. So when Logan wins, I'm gonna make so much money.
Okay.
Anything can happen in a fight.
Do you think you could fight someone like Conor McGregor if you tried to fight MMA, or is that just a different beast?
Different beast, man. But I'm a boxer for a reason. You know, there's more money in boxing, and to me, I just like the sport better.
Your winner by TKO, the problem child, Jake Paul.
Jake, who do you learn from?
I think Mike Tyson has given me a lot of great advice. He's such a smart guy and has so much wisdom, and I've had amazing conversations with him when the cameras are off. He's really sort of taken me under his wing a bit and really believed in me even before the Nate Robinson fight, which is why he gave me the opportunity to be a part of that card.
Give me an example of something that you've learned from him.
He was talking to me a lot about how when you start to gain all this success, you're one of the biggest prize fighter, all these girls, all these business people, all these managers, agents, they're going to start coming out of the woodworks, and they're going to want to have their hands in your pockets, and there's a lot of sharks out there. And he's like, man, just keep your circle small and trust very, very few amount of people, and keep your eyes on the prize. He was telling me, like, every boxer ever makes all this money and ends up messing it all up. And so he was talking to me a lot about finance and just saving my money and being smart with everything that I have going on.
You ever scared in that ring? I remember your boy Mike Tyson used to say, everybody's got a plan till they get punched in the face.
You can't fight with fear. The person who fights with fear loses. If you're a mechanic, you're gonna get dirty. If you're a boxer, you're gonna get punched in the face. If you're not able to take hits, then you shouldn't be a boxer. And fortunately for me, I like getting hit. It sort of drives the fight for me, and it gets me more riled up, and it turns it into more of a chess match.
You recently got into it with Floyd. You snatched his hat. Was that pre-planned? Were you like trying to get his goat? What happened?
He was talking to me at the press conference, and I didn't have a microphone, so I wasn't able to defend myself. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take this guy's hat.
Got your hat.
Oh. Got your hat. And man, let me tell you, I have never seen a grown man that mad for somebody taking their hat. I didn't expect that reaction.
I'll kill you, motherfucker.
Look, at the end of the day, I turned that moment into merchandising, and I started selling gotcha hats, gotcha hat t-shirts, merchandise. We're even going to be doing temporary tattoos of Gotcha Hat to match the tattoo that I got. So, you know, it's all just a troll at the end of the day.
Now, do you have people come up to you in the streets sometimes trying to pick a fight in bars, etc., or are you always surrounded by bodyguards at this point?
Yeah, no, I'm always surrounded by bodyguards, but, you know, I've never had any problems.
Now, Jake, you know, I got a lot of pushback from one of the people I respect the most. She was upset that I was even talking to you. She was upset about the sexual assault allegations, and she was like, why are you giving dude a platform? What do you say to her and others who see some of the sexual assault allegations from not one but several people and say you shouldn't be giving him a platform?
Look, I completely respect her opinion, and you know, everyone can have their own thoughts on the situation. And look, from the outside looking in, people don't know me. They don't know my character. However, it's like the people around me, my mom, my dad, my brother, they know my character, my best friends. And so when something like that comes out and it's completely false, a completely made up story, and it's all wrapped up into this New York Times hit piece to try and take Jake Paul down, of course it looks really bad, and those damages are irreparable. And it's something that, you know, when you Google Jake Paul, it will pop up there for the rest of my life. Unfortunately, the only way to, you know, go about my life is to continue on, and my character for years to come will have to, and it will shine through, and it'll show to the rest of the world, like, okay, this guy is a good kid. But I understand like the severity of the allegations, but the bottom line is I'm a victim here of a girl who made up a situation and lied, and it's happened to, you know, tons and tons and tons of celebrities. Like I said, all I can do is keep on being me. And at the end of the day, when I look myself in the mirror, I know that I did not do that, and that she is lying, and she is trying to get clout off of me to promote her businesses, which she did.
In the video titled Trigger Warning, Jake Paul sexually assaulted me, TikTok star Justine Paradise said, quote, I couldn't even tell him not to. He didn't ask for consent or anything. He knew I didn't want to do anything with him. That's not okay.
Jake, if you did do it, or if someone did what you're accused of, do you agree that they should be punished?
100%. 100%. No questions asked. And I think the issue with this girl is she is taking away from actual victims of misconduct. Like, I don't get what makes someone wake up one day and say, hey, I want to lie about this and make it up, because it's horrendous.
A lot of people will look on the outside and they will say he's entertaining. He's a really good businessman. He's built a business in multiple areas now. He built it on YouTube. He's now building it in the boxing arena. Maybe he'll go yet other places. But they'll say he just feels a little loud, a little boorish. What do you say to those folks?
I agree. I come across as an asshole. I come across as almost a cringe character in some ways. Arrogant is another vocabulary word. But at the end of the day, I know how to command attention, and everything I do is calculated. If people are talking about you, you're winning no matter what. And I understand that I'm polarizing, but that's the angle I've chosen to go in and lean into it. You know, I'm still learning. I'm still growing up. I still have a lot of mistakes to make. That's why I love this sport so much, because it allows you to be hyped like that and talk and, you know, create a lot of answers.
Hey, Jake, what would surprise people the most about being famous?
It's a lot more difficult than anyone thinks. You almost become like a victim of society, and you're really not even able to live your life. Let's say I wanted to go to McDonald's right now. Like, I'd have to take 3 security guards with me. I can't just go sit there by myself, and you really never have any alone time.
Talk to me a little bit about last year, because last year was such a big year in terms of Black Lives Matter and everything that happened. Did that impact you at all?
It penetrated my world deeply. And, you know, I think it was just a lesson for everyone to realize that there's still so much racism that exists, and it's not enough to just be not racist anymore. Now we all have to show other people like you can't do this anymore. This isn't acceptable. And a lot of people, it became their priority to help out in ending racism as much as we possibly could. And I think that, you know, the beautiful thing about our generation is social media and the power that it has to be able to spread these messages.
What one or two things do you think you would want to see done that actually would lead to real progress?
I think it would start in our education systems and be something that is talked about more. You know, it was never a topic when I went to school that was talked about.
Jake, I want to do a little rapid fire here with you.
Let's do it.
Who's your most surprising celebrity friend?
I think either like Bieber or Drake.
Your favorite movie?
Ooh, I would say Interstellar.
What kind of parent do you think you will be?
I think I will be the cool parent.
I got you a Lamborghini.
If you could have dinner with anyone, dead or alive, who would you love to have dinner with?
Michael Jackson or Elvis Presley or Benjamin Franklin.
Will you ever run for office?
Yes, 100%. 2032 is the year that my brother and I are both eligible to run as president and vice president.
Thank you very much for coming. I appreciate you being here with me.
Thank you for having me, and man, it was great.
Jake Paul, free thoughts, take one marker.
There's villains, and sometimes you can side with villains and be like, but they got good work ethic, which you can do with him. But when you're aware of the annoyances you cause, and you make that the habit that people chase to understand who you are, I think that's really toxic.
I think he said he didn't like the fame, which that was the most surprising thing to me. That he said that he actually doesn't like being famous because it's hard to walk around and have private time. And then we did touch on the sexual allegations, which was good, and I think we pushed him appropriately well on that.
Say the nicest way I could put this.
Should we have not had him on the show?
I don't think we should not have him on the show. I think he was a good addition to the show. I don't think he's such a bad character that he shouldn't be given a platform.
Hey, I hope you enjoyed that conversation with Jake Paul. I know he's all kinds of controversial, but interesting and thoughtful too. Clearly has built out quite a niche for himself. Be interesting to see what happens with his brother Logan in this upcoming fight with Floyd Money Mayweather. I'm not so sure that's gonna work out well, but you know what? Got your hat. All right, listen, hey, if you like what you're seeing, remember we've got so much more. Hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss a thing. Check out our podcast. And of course, join us next time right here on YouTube. Be safe, be good. I'll see you on the other side.